A very good evening to all brothers and sisters in the Dharma. So today is Tuesday, 25th May 2020. Yeah? It's also a very auspicious day because tonight, at 12 midnight, the eve is Vesak. So tomorrow is Vesak, so tonight is the eve. So would like to wish everybody uh, a blessed, happy and prosperous Vesak. And also today is also Sister Padma Suri's birthday. Yeah? So we would like to once again wish Sister Padma Suri a blessed and happy birthday. And I'd like to take this opportunity to share with all Kayamita who may not know. Sister Padma Suri and Brother Teo, husband and wife, they have been helping us a lot to develop the Kayamita groupings printed transcript books. They are responsible for all the formatting, printing, and also help out in many other things. And they help us to get the printer, who Tasman has done a very good job. And together with the rest of the Kayamita, they have made all this possible for kilometers. So once again, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Sister Pamasuri, Brother Teo, Suyan, Brother Suyan, and all others who had helped out in one way or other to maintain our Kayamita activity. And also spiritual trip. She also helped us organize quite a number of spiritual trips like Sister Yun Chan and some others. And also, not to forget all the other committee members that help us in the retreat, organizing of spiritual trip retreats, and also money house dana. Money house dana also before the MCO, it was organized by Sister Padmasuri. Yeah? So all this we have to have gratitude towards them. So today we're supposed to continue from this book, The Essence of Infinite Meaning, Teachings from the Adapted Verse, or the Sutra of Infinite Meaning. We are at page 243. Yeah? But we will have our usual half an hour of awareness-based meditation before we start. We are off the light now. Then you all can start your awareness-based meditation. Just relax body and mind completely, be at ease. Then just silence your mind and maintain awareness for as long as you can to realize your true mind, to develop the silence within, the awareness within. You just let the activity of mind, the mundane mind, slow down and finally cease. You have to be very patient. Don't try to know, don't do anything, just relax, maintain awareness. Whatever arises, the awareness away, finish. Don't proliferate, don't continue with the thinking, don't try to know, don't do anything, silent. But don't fall asleep also. Just maintain awareness. And you are doing the sitting or any formal meditation, you have to maintain awareness too. Then relaxation is very important. Relax into every mind state that arises. Any tension, any tightness, any stress within, just feel it relax. Soothingly relax, relax, relax. Then maintain awareness. Whatever that arises within your form and mind, the five aggregate, whatever tactile movement, whatever sense contact, just silent, maintain awareness. Then you understand who are you, what are you, and how you function as a human being, how you create through the mundane mind, the thinking mind, how sankhara activity come to be, how perception come to be, how feeling or sensation come to be, how you stir your mind, how you react to sense experience, how you perceive a situation with negativity based on your views, opinion, and your conditioning. So when you're aware, you are capable of seeing all this and understanding all this. Then from this understanding, the Dhamma unfold. You start to understand yourself better. That's why the real meditation is the silent mind, observing through awareness, nothing else. When you are silent without thought, that is your true mind. That is the awareness nature within that is aware. And that one, no word, nothing. It doesn't chatter, it doesn't verbalize, it doesn't do anything. It's just aware. So hopefully you can do that. Then allow your mind to settle down for you to realize the true mind within. The true mind is a meditative mind, the silent mind without thought. It's just aware. Then you will experience your true mind's nature, which is tranquility, stillness, peace, quietness. So all this, you can come to perceive them, you can come to be aware. Mm. Then maintain the stability of this awareness within until very, very stable. Then use it to meditate, use it to develop understanding. Okay, second paragraph. Whenever Tzu Chi volunteers have the opportunity, they will go to a devastated area and help the affected people by giving them materialistic aid, companionship, and counseling. If there's a need that can be met, they will do everything they can to help. For example, when the volunteer sees someone weak with hunger and thirst, they will quickly give them a cup of water and a bowl of rice. This not only provide the nutrition that they need, but also make them feel cared for with respect and genuine love. When people's livelihood are threatened, volunteers will aid them through the crisis and help boost their will to work for a better future. By helping others, by bringing comfort to their body and mind, the volunteer themselves also experience the joy of giving. The world is full of suffering. This is very true. Yeah. Everywhere there are people who need our help. One year, Tzu Chi held a Buddha Baving ceremony at the Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall in Taipei. Tens of thousands of reverend participants created a dignified and solemn scene. Some volunteers saw a disabled person in a motorized wheelchair. He had come to the ceremony alone, one hand clasping a respirator and the other holding a small video camera. They quickly went over and greeted him. He said, "The Buddha bathing ceremony is so magnificent. I want to record it for my mother." A Tzu Chi volunteer asked, "Why didn't you bring her here?" He said my mother had colon cancer. Since she can't come, I came in her place to record it. I will edit it and play it for her when I get home. She will be very happy. So this is filial piety. Yeah? This is somebody really who have the understanding to help the mother. Despite their sickness, their illness, they have faith in Buddhist activity and ceremony. So these are very wholesome activity and uh, wholesome way of going about performing your duty and doing all the wholesome, creating all the wholesome condition for joy and happiness. Hearing how much his mother wanted to participate in the ceremony, the volunteers decided to fulfill her wish. After the ceremony, the volunteer brought a platform from the event, a crystal Buddha statue, and the fragrant flower and water to her mother's home. When this old lady saw Tzu volunteer bringing this magnificent Buddha bathing ceremony to her house, she felt that her home had become a dignified prayer hall, which made her extremely happy. As Tzu volunteer visited with this man, Mr. Chan, they learned that he had an exceptionally resilient spirit. As a child, he suffered from polio, which left him with a crooked leg of feet. When he was 26, he had surgery to have this corrected. But during the procedure, his lung became infected, which led to his lifelong dependency on a respirator. Nevertheless, he was never defeated by this difficult situation and always stayed optimistic. After graduating from college, he formed the Eagle Fly project with 7 like-minded friends who also had disability. The 7 worked together, designing websites, each working from their home, using computer to communicate, conduct meetings, and so on. So this is not easy, but these people, they are keen. So we go through the footnote, footnote 35. What is this Eagerfly project? The Eagerfly project aims to develop effective online vocational training and act as a work model to demonstrate the potential and ability of people with severe disability. It allows such individuals to get training and work at home as a group to execute technically complicated IT tasks. Thus is a combination of social welfare and assistive technology. The Eaglefly project website is http www.efly.org tw and search it Taiwan, and Taiwan Time Online 2004 June 6 issue. So this introduced to us what this Eagle-Fly project is. It's a very noble project. Despite the difficulty of his everyday life, his long-term reliance on a respirator, the pain from sitting in a wheelchair, and endless work to be done on his computer, every day he would say very optimistically, I have finished another day's work. Life is very fulfilling. So this has been very positive. Mm. With this sense of accomplishment and gratitude, he forgets the pain in his body. It is often said that we are only alive as long as we are breathing. And Mr. Chen need to rely on a respirator just to do that. Even so, he lives a bright and beautiful life and is driven to keep going. Though his body is handicapped, his resolve is strong, and he remains diligent, never deviating from his course. Thus he expressed the value of his life, even more so than some people who have the full use of their limbs. Uh, because Mr. Chen wished to fulfill his filial piety duty as a son, he came to the Buddha Baving ceremony to record it for his mother. Then Tzu Chi volunteered help him take this filial act to a higher level by bringing the ceremony to her home. By fulfilling Mr. Chan's wish to participate in the ceremony, they gave her a truly happy Mother's Day. This kind of respect and love for people helps them to feel very warm, very happy and peaceful. Although the limits of medical care meant that Mrs. Chan's colon cancer could not be cured, the volunteer did do their utmost to fulfill her other wishes, no matter what difficulties others may have. We do our part to help so that they can attain happiness. I believe this is the expectation that all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas have for all of us as spiritual practitioners. Yeah. This is really very true. Sometimes you can do something wholesome, something very meaningful in life. It meant a lot to other people. It helped. It really helped. It gave a lot of joy. Mm. I remember there were a few occasions in my life where I not only witnessed, I was responsible for creating conditions for such thing. So we really brought a lot of joy, yeah, and happiness to many people in the world. Yeah. One of the uh, very meaningful thing was, I think many years back, I forgot how many years already, there was an undergraduate student. He was very poor. Yeah? He don't have uh, enough finance for his university medical education, even though he studied at Ames University in Sungai Petani, yeah, local. But the fee is very expensive, and his condition was quite bad because the father passed away when he was still quite young. Then left with the mother that really uh, just worked part time, washing clothes and all those things to bring him up. So when he finished his Form 5 exam and he was able to apply to Ames Medical College to do his course, he was so happy when he received the letter of uh, where he was approved to do that course, the approval letter from the university. But his problem also started after that because he don't have the money and he don't have the means, despite doing home tuition and all those things and doing some temporary uh, job here and there to really try his very best. That he applied everywhere for loan, for scholarship, But initially it was not successful because it was a medical course. So higher education loan rejected his application because it cost them too much. So finally, he managed to maybe gather some small funds from his uncle, his relative, and others thing. Then his own saving plus whatever the mom has. He managed to register his course and pay only the first term school fee. Yeah. Then after that, he continued with his study. Then he had problem because during the second semester, he couldn't pay his fee. Then the third semester also he couldn't pay his fee because even his food and lodging was a problem. So because of that, the university barred him from taking the exam, that first year exam. Then somehow he has affinity. Then he somehow wrote a letter seeking help from everybody or organization. That somehow it reached this wave. Uh, Pearly and uh, mm, Pearly and his husband. I forgot. Pearly husband hay nhỉ? Pearly's husband. Eric. Eric. Yes, now I remember. Eric. So they sent the SOS out and they always copy to me. So I receive. So I sense that there were affinity and something can be done because if it's a genuine case, I don't mind helping out. Then I call up Pearly, then I check. He said, yeah, it must be genuine because he got it from a very reliable source. Then he did contacted that guy that exists. So after that, I follow up. I call out the university. I check. Yeah, there is such a guy who studied the outstanding fee was I think almost 50,000, 40 or to 50,000. That first year fee. Then I managed to contact that student and I asked that student what is happening. He said they bar him from the exam. I said, when is the exam? He said 2 weeks time. So I quickly came out with a solution. I told him, you have to go to the medical faculty, talk to the dean, and ask him to help you. I said, I can help to raise your whatever funding or your outstanding fee for you to sit for your exam, which is about 50,000. I was very confident to do it because for me, I say worst come to the worst, I will top up the balance and help him go through first. So what happened was I told him to talk to the dean and ask for 1 week for me to raise the fund. Then in the meantime, give me the undertaking letter that he is allowed to sit for his exam if my money came in before the 2 week is up. So I raised the money within a week. In fact, I raised the money in less than 5 days, I think 3 or 4 days. We had the fund. Then I contacted my brother in Penang to go and meet up with him. And together with him, go to the university and pay the fee on his behalf. Then there was some balance of money, surplus fund. I say this one I will keep for next year when you have problem. But in the meantime, you have to go and look for your own funding, scholarship and all those things, which he did. So he managed to continue until second year. Then I think third year he got problem again. And third year and fourth year he got problem again, I think. So after that, when I knew he had tried, I told him, okay, the last journey, fourth and fifth year, I will do it for him one more time. So we raised another, near to 100K earning to allow him to finish off his medical course. So as I was raising this fund through the Kalyana, there was so much joy from the Kalyana. Even some people whom I don't know, they are earlier on not from our Kalyana group, they also wrote in and expressed their willingness to help and the joy. Just seeing an undergraduate able to go through and become a medical doctor is something worth doing, and the joy and all those things. So that was one of the great project and feat that we managed to do, and the student was full of gratitude. And I'd like also to thank later on, because later on I know the amount was so much bigger and more. It's not fair to only raise through Kayamita. So I went and asked for my university mate, university Malaya classmate. They were very helpful, very generous, and they raised the money so fast. Within 2 days, I remember. On the second day, one of the classmates called me up. He said, Theo, whatever shortfall, I will take it up. So straight away, I announced, okay, target achieved. So everybody was very surprised. And this boy also came now and meet out with my classmate that actually uh, undertake to uh, take out whatever shortfall. He also talked to him, interviewed him, and finally it ended out well. Then we decide to send over the money and let him complete his medical course. So as he go through the medical course, very interesting. He wrote to me through email to let me know the progress of what he do. So it was like I have another children studying medicine. I came to know a lot of what medical students do until clinical, the training, all those things, until he graduated and he went for placement and all those things. So that project was indeed something that gave a lot of joy to a lot of people, and it can help transform the destiny of a undergraduate student who otherwise may not be able to fulfill his obligation to be a doctor, to have the enough financing to see through his medical degree or course. So all these were very beautiful, very interesting. And we did a lot of other wholesome things too. We raised certain type of help to help many other uh, situations. They bring a lot of joy and wholesomeness. Uh, so when we go through life, when we have opportunity, condition to do such thing, we should do. Uh, and that can bring forth a lot of joy, a lot of wholesomeness. Yeah, as a doctor, this student can actually help a lot of people, and the way he was able to go through university and graduate, he will have that type of gratitude, that type of noble heart to actually help other people in the future. Uh, then I also spoke to him. I said, when you graduate, you should also uh, do your part. Later on, when you become successful, you should set up some education fund or to help other poor students who may need all this. He said, sure, sure. Then that's how the story goes. And there were a few more things. So to cut the story short, it was a fulfilling uh, condition that manifests. Then because there were condition and affinity, so when my nature decide to do, we will do it properly. So a lot of my close friends also, including my brothers and sister there, they also donated. So we raised the money quite fast. Of course, Personally, to start the ball rolling, I also donated, and I also make use of Kanemita Fund and a lot of other type of Kanemita support. Then the fundraising was really beautiful. In fact, the first round, instead of 50,000, we end up having 70,000. That's the second year was no problem. And then he managed to get some small scholarship, I think from the Medical Association, Malaysian Medical Association, willing to pay him 5,000 a year uh, as bursary or whatever financial aid. Then I think Penang State government at that time also, they also help out. I think also about 5,000 a year. Then he managed to get a little bit here and there. Then finally, I think he managed to get MIC to help him out in the final year. After he get MIC to help him out, uh, I think that sum was not that big, but sufficient enough for me to help him to pull through the balance, to raise the balance of fund for the final year. So because of that, I told him, okay, I will do it for you one more time. That's how everything fall into place. And it was really beautiful and meaningful. So this is a story. I hope it can inspire people, bring joy and help people, because the potential of him as a doctor to do so much life-saving thing and help society, and humanity is so great. The possibility is so much higher. Okay, so we continue with the sharing, and go back to the sharing. No matter what difficulties others have, we do our best to help. This is very true. But it depends on condition and affinity. There must be condition and affinity. So here the intent is so that they can attain happiness, which is very true. When you help people, when you raise fund for certain noble quest or noble condition or noble aspiration, it can bring for a lot of joy because many people are involved, and if that cause is very noble, and very wholesome, a lot of people are willing to partake, uh, and help bring forth the reality so that all these things can become possible. So this is very true. No matter what difficulties others have, we do our best to help so that they can attain happiness. I believe this is the expectation of all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas have for all of us as spiritual practitioners. So these are very true, because when you have the heart, the love, the compassion, and the understanding, and you have the means and capability to help, to raise, and do all these things, you should. So these are very wholesome. And sometimes even my daughter also start in a small way. He helps some of his friends who are in need of financing and all those things. Small way, she do whatever she can. And being kind, being generous, she has the means, she will do it. Then of course she also share with me all this, what she wants to do. I told her, go ahead, if you have the means, if you can bring forth joy and help people. There was one case, which a very close friend in time of difficulty and need talk to her, then she counsel her and help her pull through, and finally uh, loan her some money. Then told her, don't have to worry about this money. You just make use of it for the time being. So that was something very wholesome. So a lot of other things you can do if there is condition. So you can help. do your part, play your role. So these are the attribute of a cultivator. uh, because when you have the understanding, you will have the heart that will enable you to do. There are a lot of people who have the parami, generosity, they really have this what they call very sincere intention to help, to do philanthropy job and other things. And they really end up doing it very well. So these are people from the past who have great parami and vow. You look at Bill Gates, Belinda, even Warren Buffett and all these wealthy people who are willing to donate and make offering. Uh, Even our Malaysian Tan Sri Vincent Tan, he also donated quite a lot of his wealth. Then he also had his heart. He is also part of Tzu Chi supporter. Mm. So I heard his mother is very pious, who have very strong affinity with Triple Jam, have very strong uh, faith in the Buddhist teachings. Then she always promote wholesomeness, spiritual understanding, leading to good spiritual life. Uh, The Buddha Dharma teaches us to protect our mind, liberate ourselves from internal and external difficulties, eliminate ignorant thought, and establish proper beliefs, and create blessings and goodness. Then all Buddha will support and protect us. This is very true. Because when you cultivate the Buddha Dharma, you will understand all this. We call this the conditioned Dhamma, depending, originating. Dependent originating means everything is about cause and effect, causes and condition. Yeah. So the Buddha Dharma teaches us to protect our mind. That's why it always starts with mind is the forerunner of all things. Mind is chief. When mind arises, everything arises. So this teaching is very unique. There is a universal teaching. This teaching can allow us to develop understanding of life, gain enlightenment, to liberate our mind, so that we can understand both the conditioned and the unconditioned. Thus far, this is the most complete teaching I have ever come across. There is no other teaching that is so comprehensive and so complete. It is the teaching that enable my nature to understand all of life and existence, both mundane and supramundane. And it deals so deeply into our mind. Then our mind, basically, there are two very important aspects to it. One aspect is our true mind, our true nature, which is the unconditioned, the eternal life. The other one is the dependent originating mundane mind. So this mundane mind, we call it the thinking mind that has this thought process within. The Buddha called it the five aggregates of form and mind, Namaru. So the understanding of these two aspects of mind is very important, so that we understand what this form and mind is all about, what this human being is all about. Whatever understanding that unfold from this teaching is so beautiful. because it not only allows you to understand who are you, what are you, what is this so-called human being or form and mind, then what is that thing that is beyond the form and mind, that true nature within us, that true mind, the silent mind, the oneness nature, the source, and all those things. Then through all this understanding, you can develop wisdom and awaken when you cultivate and meditate with the true mind, the silent mind, to develop insight into phenomena, to awaken our nature, to develop the wisdom and the understanding. So this is what the teaching is all about, and it's so beautiful. Okay, we go back to the adapter verse, then I will explain further. So the Buddha Dharma teaches us to protect our mind. So this one I have explained. Then you have to train this mind, develop the wisdom, means liberate ourselves. When you are enlightened, you liberate yourself from the internal and external difficulties, or what we call suffering. Uh, because when you encounter a situation, there is internal mental suffering and also external problem or situation that demands wisdom to actually overcome, especially our thoughts. eh? Liberate ourselves from internal and external difficulties, then eliminate the ignorant thoughts. So this eliminating or rooting out of avidya or the ignorant thoughts is a part and parcel of our cultivation, our mental training. When you develop the understanding, you can root out all this ignorant thought or heedless thinking or wrong thought that has the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. Then here they use the word establish proper belief. It's not belief, it's right view, having proper right view, establish proper understanding of the way things are, is proper right view with regards to the law that governs life and existence. These are nature's law, universal truth. And when you are able to do this, you will create blessing and wholesomeness or goodness, which is very true. That if you have the Dhamma, all Buddha will support and protect you. This is also very true, because you have to understand the Buddhas, the great beings, the great Bodhisattvas, and all the cultivators of the way, they are ever radiating. Their nature is ever radiating for the cultivator of the way. You have the Dhamma, you are a cultivator, they are everywhere. You will have their support and protection. That's the reason why in the yellow card, the Bodhisattva vow, I always teach you all to establish great affinity with all these Sammasambuddha and great beings. Then seek their protection, guidance, and blessings. Very important, this three things. Protection, guidance, and blessing. So support and protect is the same. So protection is for the form and mind. Guidance is for the training to develop wisdom to awaken. And blessing is to develop very strong base for our training, for our support in time of tribulation. We need blessings. So when we make aspiration, when we create affinity, we pay our respect, and we make aspiration, and we develop affinity, cultivate affinity with all these great beings, Sammasambuddha, and all the great beings. We actually have the causes and condition to seek their blessing, protection, and guidance. So protection is always for the form and mind, yeah, when we arise. So these are very beautiful understanding. So as a cultivator, you will develop all this understanding as you progress along the path of Dharma, as you walk this Bodhisattva path. Okay, whose life is without difficulty? So this is the author's question, which is very true. Like you come to know, problem is everywhere. There are a lot of situations in life that can bring about suffering, misery, if you don't have the understanding of this teaching. Especially the first noble truth realities, the eight reality, when we confront them without understanding, suffering will be the result. The mind that is deluded, ignorant, not awakened, will attach, will cling, will grasp, and get themselves into trouble, afflictions. So all this is very easy to understand. If you are observant in life, you can see that. But for me, after I have the Dhamma and the understanding, I always say, if you have the wisdom and the understanding, suffering need not be. You only have problem when you perceive a life situation with negativity. If you do not perceive anything with negativity, you can accept everything as the way it is, means life reality. With whatever that arises, like the Buddha said, that is the reality, that is suchness, tatata. Because condition like that, things will be like that. It has to be that, it has to be that way. So that reality is to be understood. Why do you want to perceive it in negativity to arise the fear, the worry, the anxiety, the sorrow, the lamentation, and all those things, leading to all the suffering and the misery and the affliction? There is delusion, lack of understanding. But if we understand that these are realities of life and existence, if condition has arisen, this thing will manifest. It's just like birth, old age, sickness, and death. These are realities of life and existence. Then when they arise, you must have the wisdom to confront them, to accept the reality first, be at peace, then move, then act, apply Noble Eightfold Path through right view, develop right thought, right speech, right action, and right livelihood, then the appropriate for right effort to cultivate sincerely, with wholesomeness, with understanding. Then, of course, purification of mind, develop mindfulness leading to stability of it, then to heedfulness, accumulating into samadhi. Then, with sati and samadhi, you continue to see things as they are and you will awaken. So here the question, whose life is without difficulty or problem, is only true for those without the Dhamma, without Dhamma understanding. Then according to the author, he said, we often say everything is created by the mind, which is true. 一切为心造. By transforming our mind, our external situation will naturally change. This is true. If you develop wisdom, straighten your view, all this will be possible. But if we allow ignorance and delusion to obscure our pure nature, then we will be constantly enticed to go astray by our surrounding and thus create affliction. So this is very true. Huh? So if you are deluded, this is what will happen. Huh? So we have to really be mindful and aware. Otherwise, we will develop all this heedless thinking through our delusion and ignorance. Mm. Then when we cannot realize our true mind, our true nature, we will have problem. Because when that true mind or the pure nature is being obscured by all your wrong thought, by all your deluded thinking, fear, worry, anxiety, and emotion, then you cannot have clarity, you cannot have understanding. That's why you will be afflicted. Then you will act heedlessly, you will grasp, you will cling, you will hold on to all those things, thinking that is real. Then you suffer, you become afflicted through delusion. Mm. Then we read on. One ignorant thought give rise to three subtlety. This is very true. The three subtlety are greed, hatred, and delusion. So just one ignorant thought can give rise to three subtleties. If we cannot hold on to a pure intrinsic nature, to our pure intrinsic nature, if we debate even slightly, when our mind connect with our external condition, subtle affliction and ignorant thought will arise. As greed, hatred or anger, and delusion arise, we may unknowingly commit evil or unwholesome act and create negative karma. Because these are evil root of all evil. If they are there, it will make you evil. We think that as humans, it is natural for us to fight each other. We think that whenever we want something, we can resort to any means to get it or to attain it. Therefore, the Buddha Dharma teaches us to protect our mind and liberate ourselves from internal and external difficulty. So this is to cultivate, to meditate, and to awaken, to develop wisdom. When we receive the Buddha Dharma, means the wisdom, the understanding, we need to attentively study it, take it to heart, and sincerely adhere to it. This is cultivation partner. This is how we can protect our mind. Once we can take good care of our heart and keep our mind from going astray, we can clearly discern both our internal and external mind states. This is what mindfulness is all about. This is what heedfulness is all about. Our mind will be clear and lucid, means there is clarity, there is tranquility, there is stillness, and no external phenomena, whether people, matter, or things, will be able to disturb us. So the phenomenal world of consciousness will have no power over us when we have the Buddha Dharma. Then we will naturally be able to liberate ourselves from difficulties and furthermore eliminate ignorant thought and establish proper right view. You can delete the word belief, proper right view. By establishing faith in proper right view, our thought will always remain proper, means right thought. That's why the user of thought is very important. And we will have right faith as we walk on the path, means the Bodhisattva way. Once we establish proper right view, roots of goodness will unceasingly grow from this foundation. This is very true. When you have right view, right understanding, following the Dhamma way, you will have good life. You will always have good roots. It will give rise to roots of wholesomeness, because these are proper right view, born of wisdom, following the Dhamma way. So without the evil root, you cannot be evil. You only can do wholesome thing. And the absence of evil is good. So all this virtue, wholesomeness, they will continue to grow from this foundation of proper right understanding or right view, born of seeing the Dhamma. Then we will be able to even guide those who have gone astray back onto the right track. In doing this, we create blessings and goodness. So this is very true. Mm. Then all Buddhas will support and protect us. Yeah, this one I already explained. Because their nature, the Buddha nature and the great beings nature, they are ever radiating for the cultivator of the way. Then when they have established affinity with us, they will support and protect us. Means they will give you your blessing, protection and guidance. If we can carefully maintain proper right view and kind thoughts, we will naturally work to benefit all mankind, which is very true. We will be a blessing to all humanity, to all of humanity. As we follow this course laid down by the Buddha Dharma, laid out by the Buddha Dharma, we will be supported and protected by all Buddhas. So this one is very true. In Tzu there are many examples of this. Seemingly ordinary people who have displayed extraordinary wisdom by staying true to their right view or belief system, having been able to transform their mind and free themselves from their difficulties. For example, at the recycling station in Sanhua, Tainan, there was a different Mr. Chen who used to be a truck driver. Once, while driving on the expressway, he heard in a radio broadcast that Tzu was going to do relief work in Mongolia following some disastrous snowstorm. He greatly approved of Tzu's action, and from then on would always listen to Tzu world news as he was driving. Later he heard me say on the radio, a 20-year-old tree can only produce 50 kilograms of paper pulp, and the manufactured paper is often wasted. Let us work towards to promote recycling and protect our planet and the trees. After learning about the importance of environmental protection, he started volunteering for recycling work in his spare time. So this is how it can touch the heart of living beings and bring forth their compassion to help the world. Because our planet is such, if we know how to love our planet will be beautiful. If we destroy the environment, pollute the environment, destroy nature, nature will destroy us. So man and nature must live in harmony. There must be synergy, harmony. We cannot be selfish. We cannot to continuously pollute the world, pollute the environment, and bring forth disaster. In fact, a lot of nature's disaster come from negativity of human consciousness, the collective consciousness. So if there are less and less deluded people, less and less selfish people, violent people, our planetary consciousness will be beautiful, our planet will be beautiful. Then if we have more and more understanding and love and virtue, our planet will heal, we will recover. Because the amount of pollution that we have created as human beings, they are really, really immense. You look at our waste, refuge, what we call every day we throw away the garbage, or you go and dump them at the dumping ground. You call it your garbage. Instead of recycling them, they just dump them. And this create a lot of environmental hazard because when you do that, a lot of these are plastic waste, very detrimental to our planet. There a lot are like minerals, metallic in nature. Then they also have a lot of poison, like our agriculture, pesticide and all those things. Then a lot of this uh, fossil fuel, when you burn, it create environmental pollution. Then all the engine oil, detergent, uh, a lot of other very toxic chemicals that we invent, produce, and use, they can really choke our planet, pollute the planet. So we have to think of way to actually improve. Yeah. Then apart from that, as living beings, even animals, we excrete a lot of waste. Mm. So if we don't know how to have proper public health engineering to treat all these waste, like our sewerage, and also whatever effluents that we discharge from the industry. Actually, the industry effluents are very, very polluting. Uh, all the great industry. I remember during the MCO last year, after the lockdown, the industry are forced to shut for a few weeks, or maybe a month and a half. The stream, everything starts to purify by itself. The cloud also less pollution. Then the number of car on the street less. The fossil carbon monoxide or less. Uh, so we need to transform, we need to improve. That's why now they go for green energy, uh, electric vehicle, hybrid vehicle, so that less of this fossil fuel will be used. Then we will not have environmental problem. They always talk about our environment having problem, global warming and all those things. So these are the things that cultivator should have in mind or the understanding, and we should do our part. That's why we do a lot of offering, donation, even to Tzu and organization who help in doing all these things. So these are something very wholesome, and it's a field where more and more human beings or cultivator of the way should get yourself involved to help out. So I will read on a bit more, then we will stop. And it's 9:50 already. He has a very loving relationship with his wife. So when she passed away, he was very distraught. However, he was able to apply the Dharma to help him. Should we help her? Oh, sorry, help him. Yeah. Help him to overcome his grief. Yeah, where the wife passed away. After retiring, he put all his effort into environmental protection work, turning his grief into determination to work for the benefit of all mankind and society. He also inspired many others to join him as recycling volunteer. Oh, we should rejoice with such person. Let us rejoice. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, we stop here. Okay, so we will open up for meditation reporting and Q&A, and also Dhamma sharing. You can just come in. Pamasari, are you there?
Yes, Matthew.
Sadhu, happy birthday to you again.
Thank you.
Sadhu. And thank you for all your help together with Brother Teo all these years. You have been a great support. Sadhu.
Actually, Bratio is our pleasure to do it, and
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
should thank Bratio, Mrs. Teo, and us for giving us the condition to
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
practice to
也是你们的永性 and affinity, huh? You all have the parami.
因为全部盖亚那米达给我们机会去，
Yeah, yeah,
如果没有盖亚那米达，我们也是没有
yeah, yeah, yeah.
没有地
Correct.
方可以做了。
对，that's why
因嗯
一切都是因缘法，有为法。
啊，因
嗯
为今天生日很多感触，
sadhu.
如果
啊
没有来到 Radio 的 class，没有盖亚那啊，
呀
我今天的生活也不会像这样，也
呀，
就
对，
今天这样的啊，因
嗯
为也是明白了很多
是咯，
世间啊
对
very very different compared to before I meet Brother Teo and
呀
after I
呀
meet
呀呀，Even
is
Suyang also said the same thing.
uh,
His understanding has changed, and he see the urgency in this motivation to learn this teaching. Sadhu.
yeah actually 其实是 actually is like that and then I took a very I took a early retirement also because of this
Yeah,
patient.
sadhu.
I have been studying very hard all this while and working,
Yeah,
thinking that I must have a good life when I retire.
sadhu.
But good life doesn't mean that you have a lot of material,
Correct. Yes.
a material thing.
Only
It's
yeah,
how much we understand the Dharma,
yeah. That one
we
is
understand
more
how the
important.
secret of life. Yes, how
Yeah,
much we understand the secret of life.
yes. That
Then
spiritual
from
understanding.
there we can turn around.
Yeah, that one is more precious and more important. Because
Yes.
tangible. Lead to a lot of wholesomeness. Whereas materialistic, no matter how much you may have, the moment you pass away, your identity erased is already dead and gone, no more. Unless you know how to make use of it for wholesomeness. That one needs spiritual understanding. Very good. Sadhu to you for the good understanding. You can
Yes,
continue, Pamasri.
it's just like nowadays my life is like everyday life is like every moment from moment to moment is all about cultivation.
Sadhu.
Everything is cultivation.
Yeah,
Cooking
just,
a meal is cultivation.
just,
Dealing with the contractors is also cultivation.
yeah, just like
Everything, actually,
also
everything is
started to
everything.
yeah, everything in life is cultivation. That's
Yes,
why I always share life itself is your greatest teacher. It is life that is the Dhamma. The Dhamma is about the reality, the truth. In life, we all have to go through and confront all the realities within the moment. And everything that manifests is the truth within that moment. That's why understanding life is understanding the Dhamma, and Dhamma is to understand reality, suchness, tatata, the way things are. That's why you have the understanding, which is very good, and this will develop very good progress. Where when you understand that, you can cultivate everywhere, anytime, anywhere, under any situation. And the Dhamma will be there. Then you will not be like normal human being, worry about life, complaining about life, planning this, planning that, becoming heedless, and never really get to understand life, to live the noble life of an enlightened being, so that there is joy, there is happiness. With Dhamma comes the good life. It's all connected. So you don't have to worry. When you have the Dhamma, everything will fall into place. In fact, even the materialistic or whatever, But you will not look for excessive materialistic gain. You will have its condition to arise. And when you have the Dhamma, your life become beautiful, wonderful. That's why Heart Sutra also say, 真空妙有 when you understand true emptiness, life become wonderful, meaningful. So all this will unfold and really manifest and happen. And for you, I can see your life is going to improve a lot from now onward. Because
Yeah.
you have the Dhamma and you have more time, you are retired. And also your father-in-law or brother Tune's father already passed away. So all these are very wholesome condition and you did very well to
But
actually look
actually,
after.
but these few months, things a lot of things changed.
Yeah, this is your pyramid.
Drastic is very drastic. The changes is very drastic.
Definitely, because you will feel the difference, the big difference. That's why, as a Dhamma practitioner or cultivator, you will see everything that you have relative planted through filial piety, through sincerity and understanding what you all did for your father-in-law and relative father-in-law. All this and also your duty towards your family, your children, it has its blessing and reward when the time come like now. That's why the moment you tell me that your father-in-law has passed away, my nature rejoice and I told you, don't worry, go ahead and do what you have to do, then we will follow up. Then we all, Kayamita, together with SJBA and some very close Kayamita, we really go and help out and support, then I can see the joy in you all. And brother Tune's brother, sister, the relative, wow, they are so happy. We did the Zoom, week.
Yeah, those from
Um,
overseas, they were very
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 interesting,
grateful and very happy.
very happy.
They didn't expect this thing can happen.
Yeah, they got the
Uh,
opportunity
they
to
got the opportunity to pay
express the
respect. Yes, yes, and express this.
then they can see how well it was organized. We should thank Brother Suyan and Brother
Yes, Brother Sian and Brother Chim and Sister Engbi.
Amy, Sister Amy,
Yes,
for organizing that and doing it so well.
and everybody
Yeah,
who
all Kayamita who
or
joined.
Kayan Mita who comes in
Uh,
and
these are your parami. You and Brother Tune did so much for us. And
no, but don't mention that because
don't worry, because this
feel
is
very paiseh.
no, that one is your thought telling you, remember, you should rejoice because this is what Dhamma is.
It's just a condition arise. So
Yeah, it's yin yang
the
fa.
condition just arise and we just do it. That's
Correct.
all.
But
Uh,
yin yang fa, you must understand, because of what you all did, all this manifest. That's why it doesn't come by chance. It's not that you are lucky and breathtaking. And like, no, these are your reward, your parami, the fruition of what you all did. That's why have understanding, have patience, endure, do with sincerity, with understanding. That is what duty is all about, right? Duty is right, the mark. Then when it unfolds, everything will turn out very beautiful. That's why I knew from then on, you and Brother Timo will have very good life and very good progress and understanding. Where you will have more time for cultivation, more time to do the thing you want to do in life. And you can really now focus on family, Dhamma, cultivation, that everything you do is Dhamma, is cultivation, is the practice. Yeah. So all these are starting to show, starting to unfold and manifest. And this is the reward that comes forth. That's why from today's sharing, you can see, you can feel even the joy of receiving the birthday greeting, the kind, sincere, and beautiful greeting is because of what you have done. Otherwise, people will not be so enthusiastic to wish you with all those things. It's like Sui An. He also received a lot of all this because of his contribution and what he has done. So whatever wholesomeness and goodness that our former mind did, don't be paise, understand? No? That one is your thought telling you.
Actually,
That
when
one
we are doing, we
telling
didn't
you.
expect anything.
Correct.
No,
That is
was it?
what your thought tell you. But
We
Masuri,
just do.
you have to go beyond that. That is what your thought tell you, where you are trying to be humble. You think you don't want to have anything to do with that. No, the Dharma is not that way. That one is still the thought coming back. The thought is paise, no need to mention it. No, the real Dhamma is 因缘法. You must understand what is 因缘法,有为法. All this you will see it unfolding. That's why when people wish me or what, I rejoice. Understand now? Uh,
Yes, thank
because
you.
you must understand all this and allow people to have the condition. Otherwise, a lot of people become like the thought come in and analyze and yo, I shouldn't have the ego. I shouldn't like claim all this what they call credit and all things. Huh? It just like you say, I don't look forward to anything. I just do. That one is the thought. Forget about it, because when there is condition for you to do, you really do, where you understand and you want to do, like you say, you want to do. And this is what Dhamma is. When you start to do with sincerity, with faith, with understanding, then the reward that comes is the law of karma, the parami that arise. But this is the result of all of your wholesome action, born of sincerity, born of faith, born of understanding. Then when they unfold, it will have its repercussion, its friction, cause and effect. Do good begets good, do evil begets evil. You plant the seed of wholesomeness, you will reap the fruit of wholesomeness. So all this, you start to witness, you start to understand, then you start to develop more and more joy, understand now? Forget about the thought, then just rejoice and thank people, have
Yes.
gratitude. That's why today you express your thanks for all the sincere, kind wishes that people give to you and make your day a very meaningful one and give
Yes,
you.
I just feel that 在学佛的路上
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. That's why you should thank.
I love this. I love to say this,
Yeah,
and I really feel it. 在的
yeah,
路上有每一个呀，
yeah,
我的感觉很好
yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
It really it make me 有 kaya nimita 的陪伴 it make
yeah,
my path
uh,
much easier and I
uh,
walk at ease 很自在很快乐很开
correct.
心
Sadhu, sadhu. And just like the song you created, 陪我到天涯, that song was very good.
yeah that is a song I like very
The
much
birthday song, I remember. So our gathering of Kayamita, we always sing together. That one is very meaningful.
that one is talking about the Bodhisattva way
The
and then
Bodhisattva way, yeah.
yes it was the 我们在佛前有发过愿 that's
Yeah,
why 我们精神在想
correct, correct. And the wordings are very meaningful. It's also in our website. That's why we should thank you for coming out with that beautiful Dhamma song. 陪你到
that one is from one of the internet 到
天。
天涯那个是一个普贤菩萨一个
OK，
那个的主题曲it talk about 普贤菩萨，然后后面是那首歌唱 about 那个 Bodhisattva way。
oh, sadhu, sadhu. No wonder the wordings are so
It
meaningful.
is
Uh,
it is about 普贤菩萨。
yeah, yeah, yeah. Very good, sadhu. Huh?
其实 actually brother 我是觉得我们在修行的时候，不管是在家里做每一件事情，我都是在修行。如果有时间的，可以去 retreat，我们也是修行
Yeah,
我们也是修
why
行。
If you have that understanding, means you understand the domain of meditation. You remember the four type of
Yes.
comprehension. When you understand the domain of meditation, means throughout the day you are cultivating. So your daily religious routine become different. Means you are being heedful throughout the day, ever mindful, constantly meditative. That's how you are destined for enlightenment when you have that mind. The Buddha already said, heedfulness is the path to the deathless, whereas heedlessness is the path to the dead. The heedful never die, whereas the heedless are excited. So once you understand the domain of meditation and you determine to constantly cultivate throughout the day, even later on, uh, during your resting hour or sleep, then you become beautiful, different, and you will progress very fast. That type of understanding will enable you to develop the stability of daily mindfulness, the stability of awareness within your daily activity. That everything is Dhamma, that you can see it happening, that every moment is aware, mindful, hardly any thought. And there is a lot of joy, a lot of peace, a lot of tranquility, stillness, where your mind is different now. Is heedful living as against heedless living. So the heedless are as if dead. The heedless living, they are referring to people who don't have the Dhamma, who don't have the mindfulness and the heedful. They are lost in thought throughout the day, worrying this, worrying that, complaining this, complaining that, uh, planning and worrying about life. So much so they never have the ability to understand life and live life. They were never with the moment, always thinking, 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 reacting, emotion, stirring. That is not Dhamma. That is not living life. To live life is to be heedful, to be aware, to be within the moment, to experience all of the pristine wonder and beauty of life. Everything is so beautiful, so pristine, so meaningful. Then there is joy. Every moment is tranquility, stillness, peacefulness. Then you can observe and see the pristine beauty and wonder within. The mind will not interfere with the views, opinion. It will not complain. It will not. It just aware that it was just go about living life. That it only manifests when it need to do its duty, or arise to perform certain thing, to help people, to share or whatever. Otherwise, most of the time, peaceful, quiet, just aware, silent, mindful, sensitive, and can understand many things. That is what a cultivator's mind is. When you understand the domain of meditation, you become different. Your cultivation take off. So that is a very good understanding. Keep it up, Pamasari Sadhu.
Thank you, Bratio. Thank you, Bratio, for expounding such profound Dharma. Uh,
Yeah, today one must listen. You will help a
yes.
lot of people. Yeah.
Thank you, Bratio Sadhu.
Anything else that you want to share or word of thank, gratitude or whatever, or
Uh,
advice to Kayamita? Uh,
thank you, Bratio, again.
yeah.
You are like my spiritual father.
Yeah.
Really, it really like I don't know how to express it. The feeling is with Brother Tio's teaching, it really changed. I really changed my way of
Yeah, yeah,
cultivation,
yeah, yeah. Not
changed
only
my life.
not only you experience that, a lot of Kayamita experience that. It's so different. Yeah, this is not Dhamma knowledge, not theoretical teaching. It can really awaken people and transform living beings, change their life. Uh, and they themselves will have the understanding and joy, and they will know this is so beautiful, this is so precious, money cannot buy. And this understanding can go a long way. the whole of life existence, all of your future coming, they are all inside the understanding. So when you have these teachings and this Dhamma, you determine, you have the faith, and you go all out. Okay, plant
Yes.
the seed of Bodhi and move. Take the Bodhisattva vow sincerely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, that bodhisattva vow is like my my ways for cultivating.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Everything I do, I
Yeah,
will refer.
yeah. Sadhu,
Every
sadhu.
after I chant, so whatever I do,
Yeah,
like maybe when I want to attend a retreat, I will refer what am I
yeah, yeah,
cultivating.
yeah. Sadhu.
What it's just like a roadmap, and
Yeah,
then it's
yeah,
a
yeah.
showing showing me the
Yeah,
way.
that
I make use of it
that
in that way.
Bodhisattva vow, the card, is a very comprehensive teaching, very comprehensive cultivation. If you do it sincerely, plant the seed of Bodhi and determine and make sure all those right view and right understanding and all the miscellaneous vow that I taught you to do and how to create affinity with great beings. If you follow all this, how to break coming obstruction, all ask for forgiveness, you will move very fast, you will progress very fast, and all of your future coming, whether there is sasana or no sasana, you already set. And means that Bodhi mind, it will move on its own. It will actually nurture and move and come out when the time comes. Then you will become beautiful by the next sasana. So all these are already there for cultivator of the way to pick it up and to develop Dharma. And that is the mission of my nature this life, uh, to fulfill what my vow wants to fulfill, and also to help Maitreya uh, deliver the message to living beings, so that cultivator of the way can have this understanding to cut short their training, to develop the right view, the right path. That's why he used the word, please transmit this true Dhamma, 请你把正法传下去. So he repeated it 5 or 6 times with joy, with laughter, and golden words that come down. And the laughter of Maitreya behind her. So those were the message that is so clear, so beautiful. So this is the Zhenfa, the true Dhamma, the true understanding of the teaching and the cultivation. And this is what my nature is supposed to bring forth. And my nature has fulfilled the original promise. Means 正法已经传下去了. So now it's up to the cultivator. The Kayamita will benefit and they will be able to make use of it. But in future, other Kayamita or other cultivator of the way and beings that has affinity, when they see this teaching, they hear this teaching, they will understand and they will move. So these are very beautiful conditions. So once again, sadhu to you.
Sadhu Bhartiyo. And Bhartiyo, there's one more thing that I would like to share.
Can, yeah.
Actually, today, 2 days ago onwards, I'm in a retreat, Kuan Yin Bodhisattva retreat.
Oh, okay.
So we are chanting the Great Compassionate Mantra to 祈求这个世界和平，人心安定。
Oh, sadhu. Very
So
hope. Yeah.
so there are many stages that many what is it stage that we can take part. I took 108 times a day.
Oh, sadhu.
So with whatever little merits that I can accumulate, actually it's for 21 days.
Oh, sadhu. Very
1 days, and I'm on 8 precepts.
Yeah, yeah, sadhu.
So with whatever little merits or wholesomeness that I can accumulate from this retreat, I would like to share everything with
sadhu,
each
sadhu,
and every Kayanamita,
sadhu, sadhu,
one can progress in our Dharma cultivation and stay
sadhu.
safe and stay healthy, stay peaceful
Yeah,
always.
yeah, yeah. Stay safe, very important. Like Sian say, a lot of bad incidents we can witness and have seen, and we read them on the internet. Some are very young, they just pass away, very healthy, then suddenly gone. That's why I must take care. When there is a pandemic or what, don't play with your life. Determine, be mindful, heedful, serious. He who protect yourself, you protect others. So have goodness, have wholesomeness, then be heedful, uh, then stay safe. Try to avoid going to places that can give rise to problems. Then wear mask, wash your hands, then develop hygiene. So for us, I think at least we all have the understanding we should be okay. Then we have the medication to help us just in case. And thank you again. Your some of the medicine, the TCM medicine that you help us to buy, and also to Susan. And there are also others who actually express wholesomeness and concern, and they inquire and they also help to like bring forth certain things that are useful. So make use of all this understanding, and also the sharing on our Kayamita website also very useful. Some of the exercises to actually increase uh, your activity of your lungs oxygen level. Yeah? Or the I think it's more or less like Paita and Qigong and all those things, and all the acupoint and all those things. Sometimes all these exercises are simple and helpful, so generate them. Then vitamin C, yeah, just now I sent out on. Vitamin C is very important, very useful. So take vitamin C and D. I have heard about the efficacy of vitamin C and D. Then this one is a research by our local doctors through, uh, I think, certain good samples, and they can come out with this style finding is very good. So all these are very helpful, very useful. And the other thing is, you see, apart from uh, this TCM medicine and all those things, you must have enough sleep, enough rest. Don't go and overwork. Don't go and stress yourself out. During this time, be frugal and live simple life. Then don't go to places where it's crowded and a lot of people, especially aircon area. Try to avoid unless you need to buy whatever grocery or what. You try to get it online, or if you need to go, you go and do a fast one and just come back. And have goodness of heart, wish people well-being. So all Kayamita should actually develop such understanding, and it will help when we protect ourselves, we protect others, like keeping precepts. Uh, and when you see the importance, then you will know how to actually value your life, like Sri An mentioned. Stay safe, take care. So very good advice and message, Thomas Suri. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ratio. In fact, our Kayanamita brother Vincent, he conduct chi exercise on Zoom also.
Oh, okay, okay.
Anybody interested can join.
Oh, okay, okay.
Uh,
Uh,
free.
I think he must have sent his link to those Kayamita who joined him before. So you all can
Maybe can
continue.
ask him to send the link to our Kayanamita.
Can, no problem. The one is up to the Kayamita if they are interested.
Yes.
we can join. But that one is very long and very tedious. But it may suit some of you. Some of you may like it because it's healthy and useful. But for me, it's too long for me, too strenuous for me. Yeah, I don't have much spare uh, physical energy to do all this. Most of my energy and life force, whatever, I use it to develop my internal movement, go into my nature, I would say. So I just have enough physical energy and strength to sustain my normal life and activity and a bit more to spare. As I sometimes when I exercise, I cannot over exercise. Yeah, I over exercise. I find that I can get sick or flu, not to say sick. Uh, Certain type of sign will show up, then I will get flu or one. So different people different. If it suit you all, no harm. Just go ahead. Vincent is a very good teacher. He can really teach. He is gifted. He is gifted. He learned from somebody. But he is really gifted. Yeah, when my back, early years when I sit a lot, I developed this. Uh, uh, I don't know what you call my back there because uh, it starts to give me problem if I sit very long. So according to Vincent, is because that don't know what acid build up, and he will come over and help me. He has done it twice, which is very good. He will use his, his hand very strong, very powerful. He will uh, he call it treatment, but really normal people cannot take it. Yeah, it's very painful, but I can endure. So he will hit me.
That one is a chi from his hand. He used
Correct,
chi.
correct. But
And
he
he
know how to
used
hit.
chi.
No, not
Yes.
only he know how to hit. He know where to hit. Uh, and he will always tell you, okay, okay, a bit more, a bit more. A bit more can be another half an hour. And really effective. After that, I recovered. Then Sui An and Miko also took me to see this, the Chinese sensei, TCM, the Mr. Lee or the elderly Mr. Lee. And he is good. He gave me the Chinese herbs. He wrote the Chinese herb for me, and he recommended me to take some of these, which from his diagnosis, he said, my body need this. Uh, and that one helped. And that's why until today, I no need to get Vincent to hit me. Maybe I didn't sit like last time. In fact, MCO came as a blessing because now I no need to sit cross-legged and teach. Uh, and I don't have to carry out these two retreat. Last time, every time I go for retreat, 8 or 9 days, non-stop. I had to sit there. And that's why the last few years, I think 2 years or what, I request for a chair, like what I
Yeah. Mm.
that one help. Otherwise, your body is a body. You go the way of nature. You cannot try to be here. I can see it, no problem. Not much pain, but it damaged my back. Because that don't know what acid, according to Vincent, will build up. And he teach me to
It's
do
lactic acid.
lactic acid. Yeah,
Lactic acid.
he teach me how to do certain exercise to free it out. The hand pointing out and go to the back one, then your leg one in front, one at the back, then change. That one is very helpful. So all these are skillful means and good teaching from Vincent, and he helped a lot of people actually. He can treat people very well, but be prepared. Very painful. A lot of people report back to me is that yeah, it's so very painful. Not many people can endure and take it. But when he came to my house, I'm really grateful because he's so good, and he really treat me. I think almost an hour, 45 minutes to 1 hour, non-stop. Uh, he- and when he said a bit more, another half an hour. But it was good. After that, I felt very good. Then I recovered. because it was like blood clot or don't know what. Then the accumulation of lactic acid, and he got to free it out, and he can sense it. That's why I said he's good. Okay, enough of all this. So anyway, thank you so much, Thomas.
Yeah, happy result, Brother Teo.
Yeah, happy Vesak. We are very near already. Thank you, Yun Chan.
Mm. And to all the Kalimitas as well.
Oh, sadhu, sadhu. Yes. Yeah, you continue, Yun Chan.
I wanted to say that this Vincent, when he was up in Cameron's, he
Yes.
spent a lot of time hitting all of us.
Yeah.
All of us asked to be hit.
Yeah, and he did a good job because it had to relieve a lot of so-called
Pains, aches and pains.
physical problem. Well, a lot
Mm.
of people have this physical problem. So he is very good actually. He helped me actually. That's why because of Dharma, he came to my class, and finally he turned out helping me and many kilometers. And a lot of people actually managed to actually benefit from his treatment. He's very good. Vincent is very good. He really
Mhm.
gifted, and he learned from somebody very good. I think from Taiwan or whatever. It's a lady. He learned from a lady. And,
It's a group of them. It's a group.
oh, it's a
They they and they have all these classes in different parts in Damansara, Jaya,
oh,
in
okay,
and
okay.
he is holding it in his Taman C there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But he learned from that lady. Do you
Yeah,
know?
that's the Taiwanese lady. She was
Taiwanese
very
lady.
good,
Hmm.
and she taught a group of them.
Oh, Vincent is one of them. Oh, okay.
Ah, that's why I've met
Vincent
Vincent
really,
before he turned up for your class.
yeah, but Vincent really learned a lot from her. Yeah. It seems that lady also know Vincent is gifted, and Vincent can understand. So it's all like meant to be. So he did his work in a different way to treat later. That's why we had him to conduct the exercise, morning exercise. Very good. I find it very good. The morning
Yeah.
exercise. I think about 30 minutes or so. He is very good. Steph. Yeah, Stephanie, long time
Happy
haven't heard.
Visa, Brother Teo,
Yeah,
Kalamita.
Sadhu. Happy Visa.
Long
Yeah,
time.
yeah, Sadhu, yes.
Oh, me.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying my MCO at home. Very. Actually,
Yeah,
we are very blessed with
yeah,
the
yeah,
technology, can do a lot of things.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
With the Dharma, we don't have to worry unnecessarily. The
Yeah,
mind can keep
Sadhu,
still.
Sadhu. Your mind is more peaceful, more calm.
Yeah. Take
So,
opportunity to learn
yeah,
things.
before I forget, I'd like to share this with okay, Mita. Sister Stephanie is the other treasurer of ours. Sui An is one of them. Sui An is Thursday class. Stephanie is Tuesday's class. So we should thank both Stephanie and Sui An for helping
Thank
out
you,
on this.
Brother Teo, for giving
They,
me
they
the
maintain
condition.
very good accounting record. And both of them actually they took the trouble to put our fund in the bank FD, get interest and add it back to our fund. So we should really thank them. And it's not easy. All this record you have to have that interest and that accounting money to do it. Sui An also tabulate it very well. And Stephanie also tabulate.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Ah,
Oh, no,
others
no.
rejoice.
Thank you for the
That
opportunity.
they take the trouble to collect all this. It's not easy. Then sometimes my wife, he will receive from Kayamita, then my wife will pass it to Stephanie and she got to record them. Then there was one occasion I remember we donated also. I think we wrote a check. Then I realized the check didn't clear. Oh, and luckily later on somehow we checked with her, really she had forgotten about it, that check she put somewhere, so he must have lost money. Then later we reimbursed her with a new check. Sometimes all this can happen, so Stephanie, make a note. Don't go and keep the.
Radio, I recorded it, but I forgot to bring
Yeah,
in.
that's why I want you
Then
to
I
be.
discovered it later.
Yeah, which is very good, very wholesome, sadhu. So thank you, huh? So you can share whatever you want, or say whatever you want.
But I say really thanks radio because I realize myself now that last time things happen or you start to get worried. Now
Yeah.
anything happen, I become I just think what
Very good,
solution.
sadhu.
I find otherwise I'll be I got can
Yeah,
why cannot think straight. Now
because
or
you
anything
have,
happen, just see what are the solution. That's it.
yeah, you have the understanding already. That's why you are different.
Mm.
The other thing that make you happy is because you finally get to own your own house.
Yes, thank you, Brother Teal, for
That
finding me this conducive
Yeah,
place.
the house came to you because of your good affinity with Triple Jam and your good.
The neighborhood is also very good, very
Yeah,
friendly.
it's meant to be. That house, you got it very cheap. And the
Yeah.
condition behind it, I can see is meant to be because of your sincerity, your faith, and your parami, what the work you do, and not your career, the
Mm.
treasure part that you do, and all the wholesome activity of Dhamma bring all those conditions. And also you have faith in me and you trust me, and because there is condition, then I knew you were looking for a house at that time. So I helped you actually just to look at the star newspaper at that time. Then I managed to locate three. Then I told you that we can. I said you call them. Then only one of them worked. The other two didn't work. That's why after that we went, and that house was perfect for
I still
everything.
remember it's at the Chap Go, no?
Yeah,
15.
Taro.
We went to Miss Lee's place and
Yeah,
then you said, Stephanie, afternoon I'm
correct.
free.
The Sunday
Yeah.
class and all those things. That's why I meant to be.
Yeah.
Mm. So
Brother
And
Teo,
then,
you are more than just a teacher. You help us
yeah,
invest our money. You help Stephanie buy house. Wow,
yeah,
you did a lot of things for us.
and we are so lucky.
there is condition. That's why I say when there is condition, things will happen, things will unfold. Because she has the condition, and she was very like eager to have a house, because after so many years she's still renting. Then when we went to her house for house dana, you remember, I saw the rental house. Then I told myself, maybe if condition, should help Stephanie to look for one, and ask her about the budget. So he said she can afford only 600K. So 600K at that time is very difficult to get a double story house. Just single story already, people asking for 600K. But that house came along for only 530. And double
Actually, I
story,
was looking for a single story, but somehow meant to
yeah.
be.
And that one,
Look,
99 feet, oh, so long, oh,
mm,
longer than my house by 19 feet, oh, 22 by 99. And it's in such a good area, SS19, very quiet, very peaceful area. And turned out to be a blessing. But normal people see that how dare not buy, because
Mm.
Gumoy and Stephanie saw, they also
uh,
in doubt. Gumoy said she will never buy, but because I'm an engineer, I know how to look at all these things. I told Stephanie, you can get it at that price. You negotiate. You just buy. Then we help her to get a very good contractor. Then he put in another 100K, about 100K, or
yeah,
and the
100K.
house becomes so beautiful.
Brother Teal even find me a lawyer. Oh,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Very,
the song. And that one, she charged you with a lot of good discount.
very, yeah, very good discount.
And she's very good,
Thank
Miss.
you.
She is our personal family lawyer. My will also, she helped me to do free. She don't want to charge me.
Mm.
She's a very kind lady. We help her to understand many things. So Sam and me, we have a lot of property investment together. Our sales, we pass it to her, where she is very efficient and she did a good job. That's why she's a Christian, but she liked me. She liked to talk to me, and she learned a lot of things from me and Sam. So that's why religion doesn't really segregate or divide, and you can feel a person. Uh, so don't allow religious label to create division and separation and all those things. So all these are very beautiful, Sadio. That's why you have a lot of joy. I can see the joy in you. After that, you can even invite your brothers, your sister, they all to come down and stay with you. Uh,
Yeah.
so you have your own home. This
Some
is
more have a garden for me to do my
yes.
gardening.
You can also invite Gumai over to stay with you, so the two of you click very well. Then Yunchan also used to visit you, Sadio, where you all were very close. Uh, Anything else that you want to share?
Oh, like Sri An said, we are really in a dark age now. We
Yeah,
really
yeah,
have to treasure the time. You
yes,
know, my opposite neighbor, I
yeah.
told you earlier, the mother was in depression after her eye operation.
Okay. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
this lady, she finally recovered. And then now the husband went to the hospital. I think hospitalized for 4 weeks.
Oh,
Then just now the doctor walked over to tell me the father passed away already.
oh, was it
In
COVID?
No, no,
No.
because in fact, I saw her keep going out. I have advised her. I said, Susan, please don't go out too
Yeah, be
often.
careful.
Your parents are very old. I told her,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
neighbor, no, you need anything. If I go out, I can help you to buy.
yeah, 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 yeah,
She walk one, she don't, but she keep to. I see her every morning also walk out. I say don't go out too often. I told her. Then today, just now she come over and tell me, oh, the mother. Oh, after she told me about the father passed away.
Mm,
Then shortly I was in the kitchen washing plate. She come in, she called my phone. Oh,
mm.
my mom admitted already. She got heart attack,
Oh, yo.
grieving. I
Oh,
saw, oh, I said I'll drop by and see your mom. He said, no,
yeah.
no. And then I think she's not in a situation to see people. Then shortly after that, I thought maybe tomorrow or when I walk over. But she called me, oh, the mom went hospitalized really, heart attack.
Oh, that's why a lot of these things can happen. Life is really, uh,
Very
they say a lot of
anything can happen. We
uncertainty.
really have to treasure the present moment.
Yeah, that's why life is meaningful, beautiful, and precious when you understand, when you know how to live it. But if you are heedless, a lot of other things can happen. So must take care of karma, then karma take care of your life. That's why a lot of these things they don't happen by chance. Everything has to do with karma. That's why the Buddha say we are all born our karma, heir to our karma, conditioned by our karma, and we are what we are because of our karma. So very important to see the urgency to cultivate, to stabilize this Dhamma understanding. Yeah, this is something very important. The spiritual understanding, priceless, money cannot buy, and it can help us understand life and set our future life existence all in proper perspective and motion to allow us to have the good life in the future. So treasure it, make use of it. This golden window, determine. Now a lot of Kayamita is different, no, very different, very determined. You look at Pamasri, even Miss Mifong also share. Yesterday he started during this MCO to follow the religious routine and the advice given to cultivate throughout the day, develop mindfulness, stabilize it, and be aware in the midst of life. But this is the only way to awaken without daily mindfulness, following Avijja Sutta, Sati Sampajana. You cannot do it. You cannot realize it. So formal sitting and daily mindfulness, you need to go hand in hand, combine the cultivation, stabilize the thing. Then unless you can be mindful and heedful in the midst of life, you can never be sure that you will awaken. So to be sure, you must do it in the daily life, daily mindfulness, stability of it leading to heedfulness in the midst of life. That one is very important. Okay. Anything else, Stephanie?
That's all. I think.
That's
Yeah,
all.
thank you
Okay.
to
I
have the
think,
opportunity to cultivate
yeah,
and meet
yeah,
the
yeah.
right teacher, right Dharma.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we rejoice together, huh? With all the sharing today, from Pamasuri, Yunchan, the greeting, and Stephanie, yeah? Let us rejoice. Sadhu,
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 sadhu.
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 Okay, good night. Thank you.
Good
And
night.
Good
end the
night.
meeting.
Happy Visa, everyone.
Yeah,
Bye.
happy Vesak.